Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who hates it when he prepares some delicious pierogies, but then he's knocked out and placed into in the middle of a billions upon billions of dollars death cube. It's Norbert Morvan.
Yeah. Shout out to all my people out there making widgets in Saskatoon.
You know, one time it's a widget, and then it becomes a death machine.
Well, the real question is, how many widgets do you need to make a death machine? That's for your data podcast, baby.
2 billion. And I wonder if the Death Star did the same thing. If they kind of contracted out, they had all people from around the galaxy making widgets for them.
That's what it is. It's like Worth said, actually the guy in Cube 2, the guy who makes the toilet doesn't meet the guy who makes the death ray. You know what I mean? That's totally it.
Oh, yeah. I turned off Tube Q. I turned off Cube 2. I turned the volume down on it because I didn't really like it. It felt too clean.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it felt too clean. I didn't like any of the actors. I missed the grime. I missed the sweat. I missed the personality of it. And it's just like a shiny, glossy thing. But Cube, which I had never seen before and you recommended, is a solid gem of a movie, man. And hey, but before we get going, I just want to ask you one thing. So,
yes, sir.
You and I worked in Korea together. And we
yes,
worked...
Sir.
We worked... You still work there. We worked with some staff. At the time when I was there, we had a staff of, let's see, James, then we had Joe,
there was James,
Wong,
Joe,
and Deanna. So there was a total of 6 of us working there. Now, between Joe, James, Wong, Norbert, Deanna, and Mark, who makes it out of the cube, Norbert?
Well, quite frankly, I'm going to go with my boy James Moolah because he had an intense background as he was coming up. Wong would end up being abused for the numbers, because he was computer science guy.
Yep.
Joe was the friendly cat, but we couldn't really make him out to be the guy with the special needs, right? Because that would be wrong.
Yeah.
We're
our own characters. Like, we're in there, all of us.
Okay, cool. So we're not making analogies. Okay.
No, we're not. We don't have prison names.
Okay. That's right. Everybody has a prison name. It's awesome.
So, and obviously, you listening, you guys really don't know, but we had a very funny, random, eclectic workforce that worked in the same office, and we loaded ourselves up on single packets of Korean coffee and taught classes that were filmed, and we just had a book, and everything was planned for us for the 3-hour classes. So, who do you think would make it out? You got to pick a winner, and you can kill me off first. I don't care. I want to know who you think.
Eventually, James would be the leader, man, because you look at James right now, he's transformed his mind, body, and soul to adapt to his new environment now that he's back in the United States. And he's a wonderful human being. And but when he was in that situation in the cube, no holds barred, I believe he would absolutely rip the throat out of all of us.
When we're going through the spike trap, so he's like, hey, Norbert and Mark, go through the spike trap together. Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. Hit you.
That's what it is. We take eventually when I turn into fascist black cop, I just start launching Wong through doors, because damn it, you get through the door. Ah!
Yeah, Wong, his heel turn in this movie is amazing. Yeah, so you be throwing people around. I would probably, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably you guys would get so annoyed at me, you'd lose me somewhere.
No, man, between you and Joe, you guys would be fighting for the title of always look on the bright side of life guy, because the both of you are just so damn cheerful, So I'm sitting there and I'm eventually just getting all cynical New York. We're trapped in this box like a bunch of frats, man. But I see through people, like a freaking X-ray. And you're just like, Norbert, just calm down, man. It's all right, man. Look, this room's blue. The next room might be green. You never know, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, these great colors, man. They're just so beautiful. And then I get cubed. And my last thing, and then my last word is like, sweet. Hey, this isn't bad. Remember me. And then you're going to be like, we're going to have trouble forgetting, Mark.
Totally, man. As we walk through each room, you would say, when I worked on XYZ film, we had gels that were very similar to the colors in this room. And then, Mark, look out! Dead.
That's how I wouldn't want to get acid in the face.
Oh, God, brutal.
No, I wouldn't want to get dropped. Actually, if anything, I wouldn't mind being dropped, though. If someone dropped me out of the cube, I think that's what I'd like to know, because then at least I know how deep it goes. That would solve a mystery for me and be pretty quick.
Well, apparently each room is 15 feet across, up,
14,
down, left, right.
Yeah, 14.
So, I mean, that's a serious drop, you know. It's not necessarily a fatal drop, but it's one of those, oh, my ankle or oh, my pancreas type of drops, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my ankle's exploding. So it was made up of 14-foot square rooms enclosed inside an outer shell. Its total dimensions were cited as 434 feet square. An equation was made that if a cube was 26 rooms high by 26 rooms across by 26 rooms deep, leaving 35 feet between the rooms and outer shell to move within, it would be a total of 17,576 cubes.
Madness.
So as one cube they used, and it was made for 350,000 Canadian dollars in 1996, and it was released in 97. And they lit the room red, then they lit it amber, then they lit it green, then they lit it blue, then they lit it white, and they didn't film in order. So they filmed when they started filming. That's when I got his name right here. It's coming. Worth has that massive monologue. And
Totally.
And I tell you what, dude, I could talk about the production design of this movie all day. This guy, it's brilliant. Yeah. It's one room.
It is a brilliant thing. Yeah, they made the whole movie in one room and they changed the colors. And I don't know if they went according to the order of the script, whatever, or maybe they had. You remember that game back in the day? It was called Simon, where it was bloop, 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 green, blue, purple. Maybe they had a Simon and just put it on random, and then okay, pink. We're shooting pink today. Everybody, get ready. You got your pink script. Let's go.
I love that aspect about it. And he said this is a glorified film project, the director. So I think that's another, Vincenzo Natali directed this. And I think he was really able to make this. So his original script, there was monsters and stuff on walls and all this stuff. And eventually some very smart man was like, yo, let's not do that. Yeah, cut that. And I think what really helped him is before he made this movie, he worked on shows like Eek, the Cat, the cartoon, the Beetlejuice cartoon. He was a storyboard artist on some movies, Johnny Mnemonic. And I think, he learned how to I bet you he drew out frame for frame every shot of this movie. Because you're shooting in a cube, Norbert. You have a handheld camera. You're not going to have many you and I, let's say you and I are the cinematographers of this movie, and we start shooting on day one, we would run out of interesting shots.
Totally, man. Totally. You know, how many times can you do the Dutch angle? Yeah. How many times can you do the extreme close-up? How many times can you do the pan into a two-shot? It's amazing, man. The guy's got a really great imagination. And then you come to find out that later on in life, he made that movie with Brody. Splice.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And you get it, you know. This is where you learn economy of shot. And also, we don't need everything. You take some of this stuff out. That was the problem with the Cube, too. It was too much.
Oh, yeah, too much. And it was too many characters.
Exactly. Yeah, this movie is very simple. We're going to throw these cats in a room, and then, oh, by the way, whoosh, you get that not Mortal Kombat. It was that terrible Resident Evil movie stole the cube murder.
Stole it.
Yeah, stole it completely.
Oh, you know what they did, though? But they made the cubes, they were cubes, but they were at an angle.
Exactly.
I bet that's how he was able to steal it.
Exactly. That's what they did, you know. And you probably had Mila Jovovich, you know, her husband is the guy who writes and produces and directs this movie. I want to take it from the Cube movie. Take it from the Cube movie. Do it.
No, he loves all sci-fi, and he this sounds crazy. We did a Resident Evil franchise podcast series on this, and I listened to all his commentaries, and he just admits to taking from movies. That's what I kind of like him because of that. Cause he's like, yeah, see this shot? 2001. Like I appreciate. And then you know what I also think? So Vincenzo, he went on to an insanely lucrative TV directing career. He's done Westworld, which is one of the best looking TV shows. Orphan Black, which I love. Hannibal, which I think is the most visually sumptuous TV show I've seen in years. He worked on Glorious, Wayward Pines, Luke Cage, The Strain, American Gods, Lost in Space. He directed the ill-fated pilot for Tremors for Sci-Fi. But this guy has been, I really think he's good for TV because he shot this movie in 20 days. And on TV, you got to move.
Yeah.
And so he said this was his best experience because he had all the creative freedom in the world.
Yeah.
But this must have been a very frustrating nightmare because even the art director on this movie, she did a brilliant job. Right? Mm-hmm. But that was her first movie. So you have all these people who are incredibly talented, but they're new to the game, which...
Yeah.
Oh, so Diana Magnus, this was her first job as an art director. I don't know. They just...
What are you thinking?
I don't. I just think it's just the product of. It's like a Blair Witch where these kids just shot a movie. It's like
Well,
Texas.
look,
Even
if you look, you look at the budget for this movie, $350K. They made this movie. They got some quality actors.
Yes.
You know, the woman who plays the little girl that Worth is all skeevy over.
Nicole DeBoer, Levin.
Yes, Levin. He's all over Levin, and
you gotta make me dinner.
You know what I'm saying? And we're together, just like the parts of a cube, and the key fits into the lock, and just gets all skeevy on her.
Get away from her.
Yeah, she was kind of a big deal, man. She ended up in the last season of Deep Space Nine as Ezri Dax, because I'm a Trekkie.
Nice, and she did the entire run of another show too that was on, like a big show.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not like they got a lot of bums and randos to do this. And also shout out to Kazan, who every time I see him and he's 17 and I want a full box of candy, I always think that's Michael Rappaport. Every time I see him, I think that's clearly Michael Rappaport. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you know that guy wrote Simon Says, Andrew Miller, who played Kazan, the Dennis Rodman JCVD movie.
I mean, there it is. You know, there it is.
None of these people were bums. Worth did almost every episode of Stargate, and the Holloway, played by Nikki Guanagni, she was just in Ready or Not, which I love. Yes. It's one of the most fun horror films I've seen in years. My wife and I were just laughing. Oh, it's so much fun, man. It's just.
Is it in theaters now?
Yeah, it's in theaters, and we just laughed. There are some scenes where just. Megan and I started laughing, and then I think the people around us started realizing they could laugh, and then everyone else just kind of started having fun with it. But yeah, dude, all these actors, they're better than the Cube 2 actors, and this is essentially a student film that they shot. I mean, the visual effects were done for free by a Toronto company because they wanted to help out.
Right.
And also, so I had a meeting I had to go to for work today, and I was very happy about it because it was a day off. I don't teach. But I had to make like a 3-hour, well, not like a 3-hour, like a 2.5 hour round trip. And I listened to Cube on my trip. So I put the thing on, I listened to it. And the dialogue even holds up during this. Oh, yeah. The actors,
You still there?
Yeah, I lost you there. Something happened.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, give me 5 seconds and then we'll get back.
No problem. My bad. I don't know what happened.
It's all good, dude. Yeah, so I'm listening to this, and this even holds up. Sometimes I gotta pack, between my writing, teaching, all that, you don't have that much free time, so I use this. I watch the movie, of course, take a ton of notes, then I'll listen to it on my long drive. You might as well, right? And
that's sweet, man.
Sometimes you hear these accents, sometimes you hear these just dialogue that you're sitting there going, ugh, or sound effects or scores. But while listening to this movie, I was just as much into it. And I don't know, I just dug the conversations. I was able to focus on the conversations more. But I thought that Nicole DeBoer, she really crushed it in this movie.
Oh, she's a great actress. She's a great actress, man. She puts forth this kind of innocence, and I have no idea what's going on, and I'm going to be useless, scared girl in the corner as the movie starts. And then her arc over the whole film, she eventually gains her confidence. She starts pulling out prime numbers like it's an episode of Square One TV on PBS. Oh, it's prime numbers. Oh, clearly. Duh. Obviously. I totally know what's going on. And it's so wonderful, man.
And she pulls it off, too. I love how she was able to do that. And one of my favorite lines that actually, I was so happy she said this. So, oh gosh, is that your 2 cents worth? Yeah, for what it's worth. Oh, brother. But I love it when Levin's like, this removes to 0, 1, and then -1 on the x-axis, 2, 5, and -7 on the y, and 1, -1, and 0 on z. And
that's right.
Quentin. I always say, some people said Quentin, or I say Quentin.
As a New Yorker, we say Quentin.
Quentin. That's the way I say it. But when people say Quentin, it throws me off. But then they go, and then Quentin goes, and what does that mean? And then I love Levin goes, you suck at math. Like that made me, that made me happy.